Great. I think I had a feeling this would be kind of Anita's dance because it's really character based. So I thought she could take like it to a fish to water, and so far so good.
It's good fun.
And what's the costume like? Is it lovely?
I haven't seen it yet. I won't see it till tomorrow. I might get a fitting today actually. So I might see it today. Yeah, we don't get to see the dresses till right at the end of the week. So you've got no idea what vision of loveliness you're going to be put into.
And are you quite happy wearing whatever?
I'll wear whatever they give me. Yeah, I'm really cool with it. Yeah.
They must love you coming through the door.
As you probably noticed.
Have you had any say about the costumes? Anything you would like to wear?
I think just one, the salsa one. I just said, I'd like it to look a bit kind of crazy, and so they went for it. I look like a licorice all sort on acid.
And you've been a teenage prom queen.
I've been
and
a teen prom queen.
Hollywood star.
Yeah, Hollywood siren. Yeah. So it's been fun, really good fun.
And has the show lived up to your expectations?
Much more than. I mean, I thought, I was sort of edging towards kind of doing it, and I thought that it was something I'd regret if I said no, that I'd regret it. But I never expected to have this much fun. Not in a million years. Every day is different. Every day is full of something new. It's fantastic.
And what were your fears about doing the show?
I suppose I was at a point in my life when they first approached me where I thought, maybe it's not my kind of thing, reality TV, or maybe I wouldn't be able to take the judging, but it's all fine. I don't mind any of it.
Was there anyone in particular who inspired you to go on? Obviously previous contestants who have been on the show.
No, my best friend actually kept saying to me, you want to do it, you want to do it, and you should do it, and one day you will do it. She kept saying that to me, so she comes every week to see it. She's my sort of really my support. My sister's so thrilled because she does Zumba and line dancing, and so now she's got her sister on Strictly. She's just completely made up, because everybody knows in her Zumba class, so she's a hero.
Were there any previous contestants who you thought, she can do it or he can do it?
No, I'm not really a TV person. I don't really watch television very much. I caught bits of it, and thought, it looks such fun, but no, I've not really talked to anyone who'd done it, except Tisha Dean. I went to see Letitia while she was in training. They asked me if I wanted to go along and see her, and I hadn't seen her for a while, so I did. And she looked like she was having a great time, yeah.
What have been the hardest comments that the judges have made?
None of them. I don't mind. I really don't. I mean, I just think they're there because they know more than I do. I'm here to learn. I have a great teacher, and I'm just here to learn and have as much fun as I can. Whatever they say, however they say it, is fine by me. Okay. It really is.
Brian's said a few things about Craig's comments, hasn't he, in the press?
I think he's just he's much more sensitive than I am, and I think he's just worried that it will get to me. That's all. But it hasn't. I mean, so far nobody's said anything that in any way is alarming or upsetting.
And how's he finding it, having his wife dancing every Saturday?
I think he's finding it hard because I'm not around that much, and I just eat, sleep, drink, talk, Strictly.
Is he bored by it?
I think there are moments. When we go to dinner, I say, let's not talk about work, let's just have a nice dinner. And then 2 seconds later, the restaurant owner comes up and goes, you are in a Strictly, I love it. We're off, So he has no hope.
Bless him.
Is he helping you at all?
He's not a dancer. No. This is the main man in my life.
So you're not trying any moves out at home then?
No, I did show him one little bit one week, and he just looked at me and went, I don't understand that at all. Not at all. He just doesn't get it.
What was it?
I think I showed him a bit of, I can't remember what it was. It was just one of the dances we were kind of going through, but it just doesn't make sense to him. It's all in his head and in his fingertips. It doesn't kind of, he's just not a natural mover,
There were some complaints last week.
He's a professor, he's a genius. They don't do such things, at least my one doesn't.
There were some complaints last week over Robbie and his raunchy moves. Have you been told to tone it down a bit, or are you quite happy to sort of go out and be as raunchy and as sexy as you can?
We haven't been told to tone anything down. I think Robbie just has such high, sort of spirits, you know. And I think he just was sort of carried away with the moment, and it was funny, and there was no harm at all meant by it. He has children of his own. He would never do anything, to upset anybody.
I don't agree with it. I think it's, why waste your phone bill? It seems a bit silly to me.
I think he was just having fun.
So you're quite happy with the sort of really sexy moves and the sort of, you know, the raunchy stuff. You're quite happy to sort of do that, and you don't mind.
This is my teacher. Robin is a brilliant dancer, and I just take his lead. You know, I mean, I don't think you ever kind of plan to do anything particularly sexy or raunchy. Or I think some of the dances are, of course, much more kind of sexual, perhaps. But I don't think there's any kind of connotation meant by anything. No, it's dancing. You know, it's not life. It's just a dance.
Yeah.
Rob, what do the professional dancers think about the focus on the choreography sometimes? But, you know, from that raunchy point of view, do they feel the pressure from outside to tone it down at all?
Always, but at the end of the day, we know our celebrity, we know what's best for them. If there are certain things that we feel aren't going to suit, we use other avenues to try and put into the routine. I mean, last week I had our tango was full content, complete tango from beginning to end, which some people love the props and the storytelling. So you can't please everybody, but we try to please as many people as possible in the routine. And it's quite tough to try and please every single person that's watching the show. It's really, really difficult.
I suppose it's easy, though, to sort of route one to sex up a dance, isn't it, than put the content in?
No? For me, I call that the easy option. But I'll try with Anita to get stuff to go in, and if things don't, we have to swap it all around a little bit to make a difference. But so far, we haven't had to go down that road at all. There's quite a lot of content in the routines. Quite a lot of content in the routines.
There's a lot of fun.
Especially this week. There's lots. It's very, very, very fast.
We spoke to James and Alex last week, and James obviously feels quite strongly about the judges commenting on choreography. Do you agree with him there?
You know, I feel they can, and we'll take everything on board that they say. But at the end of the day, we're rehearsing all week. We know what's good for our partner, what suits them, what will work on Saturday night. All the judges see is actually that minute and a half that we've been slogging our guts out for the entire week. So they're commenting on that. They don't necessarily see everything that goes into it. But that's what they're there for. They're there to judge what they see. And it is a lot on our shoulders, really. But I understand why they comment. I don't always agree with what they say, but we take everything on board and see if we can make them all happy the following week.
Do you do that?
Yeah, I try to. I mean, anything that's commented on, for example, Anita's top line in the ballroom has come up as being one of the main problems. So for the tango week, we've consistently been working on that, just to try and please them. If they can see that, they can see improvement, and they can see that we've been working hard for them in the training.
Sure.
Have you kind of, as the weeks have gone on, have you felt the tension building? Have you felt more pressure at all, or?
Not particularly. Every dance is different, and every dance has a different challenge, if you like. You get to the next week, you think, oh, this one, and then you think, oh no, this one's you've got to worry about that. So everything is a challenge, obviously, because we don't know. We're novices, you know. But I just love it. I mean, I just love the fact that I'm learning to dance. It's so exciting and so thrilling, and something I've always wanted to do, for someone to say, no, you don't do it like that. You do this, this, this. And you go, oh.
How do you two get on at training? Has there been any arguments, any tears or anything? No?
We laugh a lot.
We laugh
a lot.
I cry with laughter.
A lot.
Yes, I do.
Always about 4 o'clock in the afternoon,
we
he's
get a
getting
bit
giggling
tired,
fits.
the sugar dip, you know.
And how far do you realistically think you can get? Do you think you can win it?
No, I don't think I can win it, but I think I might surprise myself. Yeah.
Do you think you might get to the final?
I don't know. I'm not in it to kind of, you know, because I desperately need to win. I'm here because I've always wanted to learn to dance properly, you know, and I love ballroom dancing. My parents used to do it, and I just love the whole show, and I'm just having the best time. I can't believe I'm having such a good time at this time in my life. So I'm just here to enjoy myself and learn as much as I can for as long as I possibly can. That's it.
And do people? I mean, Jason has been the
he's going to do well.
He's going to do well. I mean, do people talking about how he's such a front runner. Is that?
I think he is, yeah,
Yeah.
of course he is. I think he and Harry are terrific, you know, and Chelsea's wonderful, and Holly. I think everybody's really up in their game, you know. I think it's going to be very exciting, you know, when it gets to the finals. I don't know how far I'll get, but, you know, every week I just think, yay, I'm here for another week, another dance. I'm just thrilled.
We see that on your face every Sunday, actually. We were saying that downstairs.
Yeah.
If you weren't to win, who would you like to win?
I think Harry. My money's always been on Harry. For some reason, I've just got a good feeling about him. He's a natural. That's why he's a natural, and his sense of timing is excellent. Being a drummer, I suppose, and he's just an all-round nice guy. And I just think he'll do well. But I think there will be a clash of the titans up there at the top.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think for the first time in many years, it's open to so many contestants to win. Normally, there's always that front runner who you know, okay, there's those two are always going to be in the final from day one. This year, it's open to about 6 different people, which is really exciting for the audience at home, because otherwise it gets a bit boring thinking, okay, they're going to win, blah, blah, blah. But this year, I think it's going to be really exciting.
So who's more competitive? Is it the professional dancers or the celebrities?
The professional dancers, for sure. It's drilled into us since we were kids when we were competing. We are there to compete, to win. That's what's in our blood. And it is an entertainment show at the same time, but when you strip it all back, we still want to win. It's all in there. It's never going to change.
What kind of hours are you guys doing training-wise?
It kind of varies, doesn't it? Because sometimes I lose Robin because he has to go to work with the professional dancers. We do a lot of press, and we do, you know, we've got It Takes Two. We've got all sorts of other things that come in, and each week, obviously, as we dwindle, the pressure on each of us gets more. But yeah, we
between
do
6 to 8 hours a day, depending
not
on
necessarily
the day.
flat out, you know, kind of, you know. We stop because sometimes you just.
How does that compare to others? Do you know? I mean, obviously.
I think everybody's. I mean, I think less perhaps for Chelsea because she's working really hard at the moment. But I think for most of them, like Holly and people like that, they're putting about the same amount of time in. Yeah, in different ways. Some do evenings, you know. Some do daytime.
What do you think you'll do after this? I noticed, just looking at your background, you haven't done an awful lot of TV since the big one, as it were. I mean,
well,
do you think, is there a, you know, would you like to do another TV series or
a series?
A
I mean, I've done lots of one-offs. I do
Mm.
Casualty.
Yeah.
I did a short film. I've done a documentary. I do lots of. So I do still do telly interspersed, but. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing another series if it was the right kind of thing.
We were talking. How about the possibility of going to Corrie? Obviously, Michelle Collins.
No, I
No.
think
Robert
but I
Vaughan
don't-
this week.
for me
So-
something new. For me, I'd like something new.
Okay.
For me, the big thing is always creating new parts. I
Mm.
mean, I don't really want to go back to
Mm.
something I've done. You know, I'd like to do something new. So a new series, preferably with ballroom dancing, would be marvelous.
I was going to say, I mean, is that something you'd like to, you know,
Yeah.
look at, dancing?
Yeah, I definitely want to keep it up if I
Yeah.
can. Yeah, I just think when you find something in your life, for me, so unexpectedly. I mean, for me, life has always been eat, sleep, drink. You know, my work, theatre, film, telly, radio, whatever it is. To find another passion at this point in my life is so exciting. I don't want to let it go.
So we can expect some kind of TV show, do you think?
I don't know. I'm sending it out there. You never know.
And you say you don't watch a lot of TV. Is there a reason for that? Is there
I think
nothing
it's because
you
I'm
find-
always working. Yeah, I'm always working. So when I do tend to watch television, it's generally movies. Yeah, I'm a huge movie fan. Yeah.
But not soaps.
Soaps you have to kind of hook into every week. I can't do that because I don't know where I'm going to be, what I'm going to be doing. So it's harder for me to do that.
What's the biggest challenge for you been so far, do you think? You're saying every week there's a different challenge.
You mean Strictly?
Yeah.
What's been the hardest challenge? I was very nervous last week doing the tango. I don't know why. I'd got myself completely wired, and I kept saying to Robin, "How does the first step go? Do the first step again." I've forgotten the first step.
That wasn't great for me 2 minutes before we were dancing. I'm like, oh no, this is going to be a disaster.
It was exactly like going on stage where you think, what's my first line? Oh damn, I can't think of my first line. Then you walk on and bang, out it comes. It was exactly the same. It's that kind of, your brain's going, it's switched off to such a degree to kind of chill you down that you suddenly think, I need to know what the first thing I do is. Where is it? But it's always there.
And we've had one Queen song so far, haven't we? We had two, have we? Oh, there's two.
And I think Christina
Christina?
Jensen, yeah.
And Katya did
Somebody to love.
yes.
Well done.
Goodness.
Are you saving a Queen song?
Well, I better not
to-
save it too long. One of my
You have to get your timing right.
I think we just thought it would be so predictable, didn't we, to do a Queen song, simply because my husband is, you know, the founder member of Queen. If it comes up, and please God, if he's still around, yeah, then maybe we will use a Queen song. But we just thought we'd say
Semi-final?
We say, I don't know how to say it. You don't know. I mean, I might not be here next week. You don't know. That's the tricky thing with this programme.
Are you getting any sense of what support you've got from the public in terms of the vote, obviously, but
No idea.
you know, emails?
No, I don't tap into that. I'm just enjoying it for its sake. I just love it. I love everything about it. I can't begin to tell you. You would love it, girls. I'm telling you. You would just love it. The clothes. I've never wore so many hair extensions in my entire career. I mean, the makeup, the bling, the dancing, the learning every week, the process, the laughing. The VTs are just hysterical. I mean, I've been on roller skates, I've been CGI'd, I'm going to do splurge guns. You know, it's just fun.
That's for today. That's for tomorrow's VT.
So where would I get the opportunity to do all those things? It's a dream. It really is. And you know, you can come in and look just like this, and then you turn up on the screen looking $1 million. You know, it's fantastic.
And how do you get on with the other celebrities? Is there any bitchiness backstage?
Not a scrap. Sorry, nothing. Not a scrap. It's the nicest bunch, and that's why it's hard every week when someone leaves.
Yeah.
It's been tough from the beginning, and it's going to get tougher. But we all get on, and we all kind of want each other to get on, and yeah, it's really good.
Who do you think you're staying in contact with after the show?
Well, I'm already in contact with lots of them. We text each other during the week, you know. So hopefully, yeah, a lot of us. I mean, Rory rang us, didn't he, rehearsals yesterday, you know, and I talk to Lulu regularly, and Russell and Holly, and so yeah, I think it's one of those companies where it's a kind of seminal experience in your life, and if you bond, it's a strong bond. Yeah.
Is there any kind of practical joke? Is anyone that's sort of like, you know, does anything sort of funny to you guys, or?
I think that's.
Brendan, James.
It's the boys.
It's always banter. There's great banter backstage. In fact, between everyone, there's this bit of tongue-in-cheek stuff with everybody, and it just makes it so much fun. And that I'm one of the most patient, placid people in the world, and they will try and try and try to get me to break, and I still haven't. I don't think I ever will.
Come closest?
Oh, James has come closest.
Which is winding you up.
Oh yeah, they can wind me up, but they mean absolutely no harm. They're just because it's fun when we all. It's all done in such a fun, banterish way that it just makes it actually quite enjoyable, because we all then come back. But James is so quick with his answers. I'm really slow, and by the time I've thought about something to say, he's moved on to the next thing. So I always get lost.
So what kind of things does he say to you?
It's always just cheeky stuff about
how you do
teaching and dancing and who's got the biggest guns and
right,
all that. There's a big competition there.
Who has got the biggest guns?
Sorry to say me. Do you know what? I've got the biggest chest, and James has the biggest arms.
So you're all
It's
literally
official now.
Yeah.
A lot of high spirits, yeah.
And what about, it's interesting on the ratings how Strictly's edged ahead of X Factor now. Is there any talk about that?
It's quite funny because I live near Simon Cowell and Gary Barlow, so I'm sandwiched in the middle, so you've got X Factor on each side and Strictly in the middle.
So have you seen Gary then?
No, I haven't seen him recently, no, but I hear the ratings are slipping.
It just goes to show that they're doing such a good job. They've got, for me, the best bunch of celebrities that they've ever had. The VTs are great, hair, makeup, costume, everything all together has just made it a fantastic series. And that's where I'm going to stop, because I was going to say something else.
I think the fact that everybody does get on so well has made it a good series too, don't you? Because there's a real sense of camaraderie that comes from when we're all standing at the top, you know, that everybody's supportive, and I think that makes such a difference. You can see that with everyone, that we all like each other, you know.
Do you think on these shows there's a little bit too much needle and cruelty from judges and not on this? But, so this marks this show out as slightly different to
I don't
things
think
like
there's been
X-Factor.
anything particularly that's been too harsh. I think you just have to know what you're buying into and take it all with a pinch of salt, and just keep your sense of equilibrium and your sense of humour, really.
Yeah, they're there to do a job, and as much as it's a dancing show, it's an entertainment show, and people love to see all that in the public. So they all do it. It's a little pantomime, but that's what people enjoy, and we don't take it to. We don't take anything to heart because it's not meant.
Unless you're James, of course.
Do you think that the well documented bust-ups and rows on the X Factor have kind of drawn maybe some viewers across purely because of the fun and the good spirits that you guys have on your show? Do you think?
I hope so. I hope that it would be really nice to think that high spirits, good fun and camaraderie are now winning against bitchiness, because personally I think life's much nicer when everybody's happy and having fun. So if that's the case, then long may it continue.
And it's what Saturday night family entertainment is all about.
Yeah.
That's what Strictly is. It's exactly as it used to be. It's one, and it seemed to have dwindled with a lot of other shows, pushed it in other directions. But this is still such a really family-orientated, happy show and great entertainment.
And it's nice. I mean, I'm so happy. You can see I am, and most of it, all of us are. And I hope that's good to watch. That people want to share in that and feel good as well. Rather than, I don't want to watch people being upset. That upsets me. Let's make the world a better place.
You've done that
guys,
You can start right here at Strictly.
Right here, right now in this room.
So we've only got a couple more minutes.
If you was to bump into Gary Barlow, what would you say? Would you stop and wave? Would you sort of give
Listen, you must have gathered by I am not the kind of person ever to bear a grudge. I hate any kind of bad feelings, so I would just say, sorry, we've knocked you off the ratings. Better luck next time,
I know you mentioned that you wouldn't want to go back and do kind of a soap at all, but I know that they tried to get you to come back and do EastEnders for over a decade. Were you ever kind of close to coming back? What's the closest you ever came to coming back? Was it always just like straight up no? How hard did they try?
They only really tried actually seriously twice, really. Once when they had the funeral for Dirty Den, but I would have wanted to check he was in the coffin. And I don't think that would have been allowed to actually get all the nails out.
I don't know, I can see that.
That would have been a great episode. But
the
no.
First step, was it? That was when he died in the canal.
With the first one, but really, for me, I mean, I kept saying never say never, because I thought I'm going to look so stupid if I say I'm never going back and then I do go back. But really, the reasons I left stayed the same, and I think it's very rare you can go back. For me, it is anyway. I mean, unless things have unless there's a really good reason why you have to. But I mean, I left because I was ready to move on and do other things, and I've been really lucky, and there's always been new things, so there's no reason to go back.
Obviously,
it was then and this is now.
You're one of the most famous characters on there, but you're only actually on there for a short kind of period of time compared to some of the other more iconic.
Yeah, I did 3 3/4 years in all. I did 18 months and then another 2 years. So.
Loved Angie.
Yeah. I loved her too.
She was great.
But she's not gone. She's in here. She's walking around in here.
We were saying it was just such a shame that they killed you off screen. It was just such a waste.
I know.
Such a waste.
Did they realise that you were never going to come back, I think?
Well, I think they did. They talked of a spin-off series, but it just wasn't. It didn't seem right. And I just thought, leave while you're on top, quit while you're ahead. She was fabulous, and it's great that because it was kind of high and up there, leave it alone. There's no need to go back. Why would you try and tarnish that? No, there's too many new things to do. Sorry.
Just bring it back to Strictly very quickly. In previous years, I know that we've spoken to various contestants and celebrities have said that as the show goes on, it does become a lot harder. Going home, you haven't seen your husband or your boyfriend or your wife for a long, long time. Have you started to realise that now? Have you started to kind of realise that you don't have those kind of nights in that you may be used to, and has that become a bit of a strain?
Well, I was kind of aware right at the very beginning what I was letting myself in for, and I'm no stranger to hard work. I mean, 2 shows a day in Panto will fix that. As far as stamina goes, for 6 weeks non-stop. So I kind of knew that's what it was, and I'm really quite good at actually organising my home life. The good thing for me is that I'm at home, So it just means I can still run the house, I can still go home, he still gets his dinner cooked for him. So, you know, it may be tough that I'm not around that much, but in the house, nothing much has changed. It's a bit more untidy than it has been. I've got to hold my hands up there. Yes, it is a bit of a mess, but generally speaking, everything runs okay. So.
Do you actually, since you've been dozen, do you feel sexier in your self now that you can kind of...
I don't think I didn't feel sexy before, but
I don't even know what I'm doing.
that was quite cute. I think I feel more confident. Yeah. I think I feel more confident because I suppose I was a little bit nervous about the fact that you have the cameras on you all the time. That was something that I thought, oh, I don't suppose I'll like that. But actually, I quite like chatting to this the people out there. It's been a revelation to me. So. I'm much more confident now in me, which is great. It's a very liberating show, I found.
So does Brian watch X Factor?
He has been tuning in, actually.
It's another viewer.
What does he think?
Naughtily, he has. He has to watch Strictly. Obviously, he has to be here. But he has, yes, because I think Kitty was singing one of his songs, and so... And I think, did they give her a hard time or something? I don't watch it, so I don't know.
And what do you think
She was
about
fantastic.
And so he supported her. Yeah.
Oh, he thought she was good.
Yeah, he said,
backed
you know,
her.
yeah, he backed her up. So, yeah. So he's keeping a weather eye. Yeah.
Well, of course, he always watches Strictly as well. So
Well, he's usually here.
Yeah.
every week.
He has been here. He won't be here this week because he's in Belfast doing the MTV Awards. I couldn't not let him do that. But he's been here every week. Yeah. So it's been good. Yeah.
Does he get nervous for you?
Sometimes he does, but not really. He gets nervous when he's doing it, as I do. But I think when I'm watching him, I don't feel nervous. I did when he was doing Buckingham Palace. I've got to admit, I just thought, oh my God, he's taking on a lot. But generally speaking, I think you have confidence in your, you know, or at least we do in each other. I know he's good. I know he'll, you know, come up with the goods. And I think he tends to be a bit like that with me. He thinks she'll be all right when she gets going, you know. But, yeah, I think he knows how nervous I am. And I think so what you pick up in his face is him being nervous about me being nervous. Does that make sense? Yeah. So watch me thinking, oh, God, she's really nervous. Because he said, you look really nervous before the American Smith. I said, yeah, I was. I was even more nervous last week, so I don't know what this week's going to be like. But, yeah, it does get... Sorry?
He's worried you can't remember your first day.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to have to this week.
I don't
We'll
know.
sort of start side by side. You're
Well,
on your own.
I'm on my own. I start on my own. So yeah, no. The first step this week is actually is okay. So, but yeah, it does get harder. I mean, I suppose it gets harder because there's more expected of you. You're expecting to learn and to improve. So if you don't, then you're not actually, you know, taking on board what your teacher's giving you. And of course, the dances as you work through and people start saying things like Argentine tango, you go, what? So that's quite scary because that's the one everyone goes, you know, with all that stuff, you know. You could kill someone, couldn't you, really?
Cool.
So, yeah.
Okay. On that note.
Hello.
Charity
Hello.
arrived, so
Good to get you.
that was all good.
Thank you very much.
Is that okay?
Thank you.
It's nice
I'm
to see
keeping
you.
you two here.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You two are staying here, actually.
Just for
Thanks,
one
guys.
second.
Thank
Quick
you.
phone.
Nice to meet
You know, good luck. Great to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers, guys.